I'm live on a Sunday, and you may be asking yourself, why is that? Rick, why are you live on a Sunday? Why is the Rick A Show live on a Sunday following this beautiful July 4th weekend? Well, I got a lot of stories to tell, a lot of events to talk about, and numerous uh, things that I had to speak on. So, without further ado, let's start the show. We'll give you guys a little bit more time, so I'll drop the intro.
You feel that knock? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, it's no you and your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped, that's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow sticks. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids gone bad. Stannis the menace, my pen touches the pad. Niggas is mad, but the ladies is glad. Yo, they rubbing up against me like this nigga is rad. Fucking two divas, drinking on sangria.
Got the beam in the corner of diarrhea. Cause I'm so fly. It's Artie McFly. Welcome to the Rick A Show. Welcome to the greatest podcast ever created. Welcome to possibly the most entertaining 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes of your week. If you are a comedy enthusiast or a sports enthusiast or you like podcasting, this is the show to tune into. We do a little bit of pop culture as well. I am your host, Rick H., the greatest podcaster of all time. Welcome to the show. So it's been a terrific June and July for me so far. Let me recap June. So June is my 40th birthday, Father's Day, very important thing for me, very important event. And then it was my son's 4th birthday, which was it's surreal, you know. You see your kid and how they're growing up and all the changes they're going through. Um, Definitely special feeling. Um, my son, every day he's very intelligent. He's very funny. He's witty. Kids do say the darnest things, so he does surprise me. So it was great. Then uh, it's like all these things are mashed like one after another. Then it's like July 4th weekend, and normally uh, we do like this camping thing on July 4th weekend out in Greenport, Long Island. It's amazing. You know, go to the carnival, fireworks, spend time with family, have a couple brewskis. It's a good time all around. It's a good time all around. So I've been very busy living life. Honestly, the last 2 or 3 months, I've been very disconnected of Instagram or Facebook, Twitter, any of those social media networks. Don't know what's going on. You know, I rarely been watching the news. Um, I've been living my life. I'm trying this new thing where you just live your life, and you don't tell anybody about it. You don't run and take a photo or like, oh, this is the shot I need to put on IG. I just live my life. I've been living my life. It's been fan fucking tastic. Um, I highly recommend it to everybody. Um, I'm really in a great space, honestly. Uh, I'm always joking around like, oh, to my wife, like, oh, this and that. But I'm really, really in a great space where um, I'm not worried about anybody or anything else. I saw the presidential debate, as most Americans did. It's kind of like you have to watch it. This is not about. This show is definitely not political. We definitely don't talk about any of that stuff here. I came on to gloat about my Knicks, and you know, I started off by gloating about how wonderful my life is. It's been great to disconnect from social media. It's a beautiful thing. Like I've been working really hard um, on a couple of projects and stuff, but everything's been offline. I haven't promoted anything. I've posted very little videos. I'll do a story here or there, but I'm just being me. I'm living my life. My life. Um, but yeah, a lot of interesting things happened while it's kind of like in hiatus. Um, so we have a beautiful nucleus, um, which is the New York Knicks. We have an amazing nucleus with the three Villanova cats. Uh, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart. So it's I've always was asked if you could get any player on any other team between like the beginning of the playoffs to when we lost and we were bounced out of the playoffs. I always said Mikal. Like if we could get Mikal Bridges, I have a feeling like he's kind of like that piece we're missing. And I don't know if it was a possibility or not, but we got Mikal Bridges, y'all. When it was announced, I don't I'm still am stunned that they even traded um Mikhail to us. Um it's crazy to me. Like Mikhail's a Nick now. So it's a lot of things that come with that. Like, first of all, when we got Mikhail, I was excited, but I was like, we need OG. Even though they're very similar players, I have this vision of having the best lockdown defense in the NBA, which um, it would have been beautiful if Ihart stayed, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But we ended up getting Mikal. Now, what does that mean? We got Mikal, we got DiVincenzo, Brunson, and Hart, obviously. We also have Julius Randle returning from injury. We got Big Mitch returning from injury. Um, and we resigned one of those two players that we needed to resign. Along with Mikal Bridges, we did get uh, Keita Bates Diop and the draft rights to Juan Pablo Vaulet, who is Argentinian, by the way. Um, it was a pretty good haul for us. Not really crazy about the amount of picks that were giving up in this deal. But if things go correct, those picks aren't going to be anything moving forward. We should be in the top three of the Eastern Conference for the next few years. Uh, Mikal Bridges is an absolute wonderful player who I believe will take steps forward in his career, just like DiVincenzo has flourished here in New York, just like Brunson has flourished here in New York, just like Hart has flourished here in New York. I think all these guys, um, all the Nova guys that we had prior, had taken steps. You know, so did iHeart, but he's not a Nova guy. iHeart took tremendous leap this year with us. Um, and I think Bridges is only going to get better. He's in a very familiar surrounding for him. He's got three of his college teammates that he's won multiple championships with him. It's going to be interesting to watch him play at the Garden. Um, Mikal wanted to be a Knick. Draft night, he was hoping he would be there for New York. Things didn't go as planned. He worked out for New York. You know, that he wanted to be a Knick. Do you think the Knicks should have used the 25th pick to take Bronny? Then LeBron would have opted out and joined the Knicks. Uh, Absolutely not. I'm gonna give my take on that Bronny thing in a little bit. Absolutely not. I think Bronny James, if he's gonna be drafted, he was gonna be drafted in the second round. So we get Mikal Bridges. And immediately, well, this whole half season, my mind's been on we need to resign OG Anunoby, OG Anunoby, OG Anunoby, OG Anunoby. We gave up IQ and we gave up RJ Barrett, right? I can't even remember IQ's name now because of OG Anunoby, how wonderful OG Anunoby is. Um, so when the season ended, that was like priority number one. So resign Anunoby. Like I wasn't even thinking about a trade or anything. I wanted to re-sign Ananobi, get Isaiah Hartenstein back, and then get Julius Randle healthy, get Mitch healthy, and run it back. Now, if you were to tell me you guys don't re-sign Hart, but you end up with Mikal Bridges, I'll I'll take that. I'll take that. Um, he's gonna be fantastic to watch them play, and I'm looking forward to seeing DiVincenzo go back to the bench and Hart go back to the bench and play on that second unit, provide more of a punch, like they did early on and in that January run where we were. A lot of questions though, like how does Randall fit into this equation? How will Randall and Bridges mesh together? Um, can Mitch stay healthy? I'm sure Brunson's hand is correct is fine because he showed up at WWE. Just a lot of questions, but this is the first off season where, hey, I'm just watching, paying attention, letting Neon Rose and Worldwide West do their thing. I believe they've earned our patience and the right to us to allow them to work. And um, I really like the product that they put together. They really made the Knicks a thing again. Like they've resurrected the franchise. And the Knicks are one of the most historical franchises in the NBA. Even though we don't have that many championships, we only have two. But when New York is winning, the NBA is much, much better to watch. The Garden, the games at the Garden, just like you could feel the energy through the television. So very excited about the Bridges trade. Very excited about what's gonna happen next. Um, so yeah, we acquired Bridges. So that was the first step. Very important step was re-signing OG, and I was extremely happy when they got this thing done. He just means so much to our team, and I think having Bridges there is gonna take some of the pressure off of OG, even though I don't think he was feeling pressure like that. But now with the big money, there might be some pressure. But I think Bridges is gonna take some of the pressure off of OG. Him and OG are gonna be incredible. They're incredible two-way players, and then to have two of them like that on the same squad that are young, it's gonna be very good to watch. The money is not an issue with me. Not an issue with me. We gave away two good players, two starters on the team. Um, that was part of the reason why I felt like we really needed to re-sign OG because we would have traded quickly and Barrett for a rental, and now it's not a rental. It's I think we were 26-6 when OG was in the lineup. So I'm super excited to watch him and Bridges together on the floor. Hartenstein did not re-sign with us. He ended up going to OKC. Now, how bad is that Achilles? Is it gonna pop? Is it gonna go? Um, because I have this feeling that Hartenstein would have stayed with us, for less money, opted out, and opted out 2 years later, and then got the money he was gonna get. But the opportunity to make the money that he's making right now, I don't think I think it was too much money for him to turn down. A and B, I don't know how healthy he is. I really like Isaiah Hartenstein, and that was a big loss. I mean, I don't know who we're gonna get as a backup big man, but I think we need to sign. This video of Jericho Sims working on his shot. We made an offer to Precious. We gotta do two things for that. Um, I believe we need to get a big man, a backup big man, and also resign Precious. I think with that, it eases some of the pressure off of Mitch, and also the team. Like Hartenstein was a big piece in that run, so we'll see what happens with that. But um, I'm extremely excited with our draft. Our draft, I thought, went as is. We did pick up a small bit of size, not too big, because we're a little small right now, but we picked up some size, some 3-point shooting. I'm the kid from France. I'm very excited to see what that brings along. And we also got the draft rights to the Argentinian player. I got to look him up. Don't know too much about him, but I think we did pretty good in the draft. We weren't going to get anybody that was going to, it could be something down the road. Um, I some of the other moves that happened in the NBA, one of the best moves I thought was Chris Paul to San Antonio. Oh my God! Talk about what Brunson and Tibbs have. I've always thought Paul's a Popovich type of player, and it's going to be very interesting to watch him and Wemby. They also drafted Castle. San Antonio be around that 45 win mark next year. Um, you saw Wemby take big leaps and bounds in his first season. I didn't think he was gonna where Wemby started and where he finished. I didn't think he would be that progressed um, in his career to where he is right now. But uh, great move by the Spurs getting Chris Paul uh, to come over. Now, woo! His name was Paul George's name was being thrown with my Knicks. I like Paul George. I don't have nothing against him. I've always thought he was a terrific player. Way too many injuries. Um, Now he's in Philly, right? So Paul George declines the offer, becomes a free agent. signs a max deal with Philly for 4 years. Now, smart move on Paul's part. You got Embiid, you got Maxey, you got you see what Philly's doing over there, right? Problem is, if you're Philadelphia, right, you're investing 4 years and a lot of money on a player who's injured as often as your center. Now, Maxi, you did keep Kelly Oubre, which was very smart move, and you got rid of Tobias Harris, who I felt was a big hindrance to Philadelphia. But a good chunk of your season, you will not have Paul George or Embiid playing for you. Best case scenario for Philly, they're healthy down the stretch. You get into the playoffs because they're going to get into the playoffs. Um, you get into the playoffs with both of them healthy. That's best case scenario for Philly, you know. But really, Paul George? I mean, if I'm Philadelphia and I already have Joel Embiid, let me just look at Paul George's career numbers. If I'm Philadelphia and I already have Joel Embiid on my team, who's often injury prone, do I take a fly? I mean, granted, Paul George last season played 74 games, but in his career, right? Paul's been in the league since one, two, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years. 14 years. Paul George has eclipsed 70 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. 7 times. So that's half of his career. He's got to 70 games. Then he played 31 games in 2022, played 54 games in 2021, 48. That's probably the COVID year, the 2020 season. Played 6 games with the Indiana Pacers in 2015. Um, he's missed a lot of games. Now you're putting him together with Joel Embiid. Philly, I gotta tell you, I don't know what you guys are thinking. I don't know what you guys are gonna get. Because George is gonna give you 50 games, and you better hope Paul PG is which is not PG-13 no more. He's PG-8. He took Kobe's number. You better hope Paul George is healthy for those playoffs because you're gonna need him. You're gonna need him really bad. Now, ESPN immediately were like, "Oh my God, Paul George, Joel Embiid, Maxey, they're the ones that are going to compete with the Boston Celtics." Blah, 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 blah. I don't think so. I don't think so. I still think we smack Philly. I still think we smack Philly. It's Boston and New York, 1 and 2 in the East. Boston and New York. The story's not going to change. It's going to be a different year. Except this time we go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston and New York. We loaded up, we tooled up, we healthy. We know how to get there. And think about it like this, right? The Knicks team that was in the playoffs, right, played half a season together. The Anunoby trade happened in January. So the Knicks team you saw you started seeing in January was the one that ended up going different personality, different energy, different vibe. I wished every time I was watching a playoff game that we would have everybody from the January lineup healthy playing in those playoffs. I wanted to see how far that Knicks team was going to get. Add Mikal Bridges on top of that. Calm down, Philly. Calm down. Calm down. So, it's good. It's good. You guys got rid of, you were crying, oh my God, Tobias Harris, 0 points. He's not there no more. He's not there no more. Paul George is there. Let's see what you guys do. And as for Paul George wearing Kobe's number 8 in Philly, that's cool. It was a cool nod. Kobe was a Laker, my guy. He might be from Philadelphia, but he's a Laker. So what you're doing is stupid. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. You know. The other big move was Klay Thompson leaving the Warriors, being traded to Dallas in a 6-team deal. Like I've never seen that before. 6 teams were involved in this trade. Um, Look, it is what it is. It was time to blow up that team, anyways. I felt like they should have also got rid of Draymond Green, but they want to keep Draymond and Curry together. I would have preferred to have kept Thompson and Curry together. Um, I think part of the reason Thompson left was because of Draymond and because he kind of felt disrespected by the organization. But um, I would have much rather have kept Thompson and Curry together. But that's a decision the Warriors made. Um, Clay's now going to play with Kyrie and Luca. Let's see how that works out. I mean, Luca and Kyrie figured it out, but now you got a guy. Kyrie can make it work. Kyrie can make it work. Yeah, Kyrie and Luca definitely make it work because Clay just got to spot up and shoot, and they're gonna break down that defense. So interesting what's going on there. So somebody had asked about the Bronny thing. Look, everybody knew the Lakers were gonna draft this kid. Everybody knew LeBron was not going to let his son go anywhere else. Everybody knew from the moment Rich Paul went and started talking about Bronny. Rich Paul was talking about Bronny for the last 4 months. Now, the problem is that the story Bronny was telling was like, oh, I want to be my own man. I want to be known because I'm Bronny James, not because I'm LeBron's son, yada, yada, yada. But you go into the team where your father plays for. So, like, now you're putting yourself into that shadow. Like, I don't know if this was a good move for I'm just talking about Bronny. I don't care about anybody else. I don't know if it was a good move for him. I don't know if it was the only move that was available for him, but if that is the narrative you're putting out there, that you want to be known as Bronny James, not LeBron's son, then this was not the team to go to. I'm gonna take a small commercial break, and I'll get back to the Bronny conversation. This episode of the Rick Gates Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Does social media play a part in comparison, where you compare your life to others? Comparison is a thief of joy, and it's easy to envy others' lives. It might look like they have it all together on their Instagram, but in reality, they probably don't. Therapy can help. Focus on what you want instead of what others have. I've benefited greatly from BetterHelp. It's helped me become a better father, a better husband, a better friend, even a better podcaster. Being more aware of myself and being in a better mental space has helped me perform at a higher level. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional cost. Give BetterHelp a try. Stop comparing. Start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/rickshow today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rickshow. So I got bunch of comments about like I sound like I'm sick. Yes, allergy season is killing me. Um, thank you for your concerns. Uh, so yeah, so from Bronny's perspective, is this the perfect, like, you're putting yourself immediately right under your father's shadow? Um, which you can do that if you go about it that way, where you show up to practice before everybody. You got to grind a lot harder than everybody else on that team because you got a bullseye on your back. Everybody's like, oh, that's his son. The front office did him a solid, yada, yada, yada. And he did not get no help from JJ Redick stating that he earned this spot. Everybody knows there's a bunch of players that could have been drafted on that spot, but the Lakers, the Lakers went on in on LeBron. And why wouldn't you at this point in time? You made all the trades. You've gotten all the players you wanted. You want him to stay there. You want him to retire, Laker. This is the way to go about it. It's going to be like a big press thing when they first play together on the floor for the first time ever. But, um, Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. They're going to be at the game. They're father and son that play baseball. It's going to be a nice moment to watch. But realistically, don't expect much from Bronny James his first year in the NBA. Expect him to provide a little energy off the bench if he plays on the pro team. Uh, a couple points, some assists, some rebounding, driving to the basket, some flashy dunks and passes. That's what he's going to provide off the bench. Um, we'll see how quickly he develops. He seems like a very mature young man, first of all. He seems like he has an idea of where he wants to be, what he wants to get to. He has the right mentor, which is his father, to kind of guide him and navigate him through his first rookie season. So, for all the people who are completely against this and they're yelling nepotism, 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 I say shut up. You know why? Because A, LeBron's earned the right. B, there's a ton of places where it happens and no one says anything. And particularly in sports, uh, look at the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones. His son now runs the Dallas Cowboys. So, like, there's nepotism in all front offices, in all sports, in coaches, and everything else but the athletes. Once the athletes are involved, oh my God. Um, doesn't really matter. I mean, the Lopez brothers, the Marcus twins. Um, so who cares? Did his father play a hand in getting him to that team? Yeah. If I have the means to help my son be better than me or push him to go somewhere where he wants to play, then by all means go there. Somebody said, I think it's a bad move. Don't be under your dad's shadow. Be your own man. I agree with you 100%. But it's the move where he went to. Um, it's where he's gonna play. If he is gonna be in the Lakers, he has to know he has to grind, and I mean like outwork, out hustle, out rebound, out everybody. He has to play like Josh Hart. Do all the small little things, earn his points, um, and earn the trust of the teammates. Because that's not LeBron or the coaching or the ownership. It's the other guys that wear that Laker uniform. They're gonna have to buy into you being on their team. So, I mean, we'll see how it works out. I'm happy for the kid. I'm happy for Braun. Braun's worked really hard. I thought he would chase another ring, but the signing of the contract that he just signed with the Lakers lets me know that depending on how this year goes, this could be his last. So if they do very well this year, he'll probably come back. If they don't, this could be his last, and he got to play with his son. Um, but and also don't be mad at LeBron. I would, the Lakers are at fault because they're the ones that make the decision at the end of the day. But don't be mad at LeBron. He's just trying to get his kid in the best situation possible. And as a dad, I understand him wholeheartedly. I would have did the exact same thing. I would have pushed my team to draft my son so my son could be under my watch and he could download everything I have in my brain as far as this game goes and see the way I see the game and learn from me. I mean, basketball IQ wise, he's probably pretty good. Like his dad is LeBron. It's not like Michael Jordan's kids, you know. It's a different story because Bronny kind of like early on told LeBron this is what he wanted, and he's gone after it. So the kid has busted his hump. Let's give him a try. That's all I'm saying. Let's not knock him down. It's and I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm not a LeBron fan, but I saw all the nasty comments on it. So I was like, none of this is necessary, you know. So yeah, that's my take on the Bronny James being drafted by the Lakers. Really interesting story to move forward. All these signings, DeMar Rosen going to the Kings, Murray no longer in Atlanta, going to New Orleans. Now he's matched up with Zion. There's a lot of interesting stories going into this new NBA season. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm so ready for it. My New York Knicks are back in a strong way. That's pretty much it, you know. As far as my New York Mets, I'm wearing a Met hat right now. Please do not be fooled by us winning these games. Please do not think this team has an opportunity at anything. And Yankee fans, calm down. Yankees will be in the ALCS this year, guaranteed. Make a trade for a pitcher. Make a trade for a reliever. You guys will be back in it. Who knows? Pete Alonso might end up being a Yankee. It is what it is. Our front office sucks. David Stearns is terrible. He needs to be fired. We need a real GM. I don't feel like the Mets have a real direction. That's my issue with them, you know. They're hitting a high streak right now, which is cool. You know, it's nice to see them win games. But let's be realistic. There's no real excitement around the Mets. That's my thing. Like, are you guys excited about this lineup? Excited about this team? No. Basically, we got most of the same guys we had last year, with a few guys sprinkled in. So there's really no excitement yet, you know. If I'm the Mets, I would bring up all the young kids that we have that are prospects. Just let them play. Look at Vientos. Look at Alvarez. They are balling. So do not be fooled by this Mets team. They are not real. It is a mirage. Do not be fooled by this Yankee slump. It is not real. It is a mirage. Baseball is a really long season. And for a couple of weeks, you could be riding really high. But then baseball season really kicks in after the All-Star break. So do not be fooled. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy this Sunday serving of a Rick H show. I'll be back Thursday nights on my usual spot, which will be Thursday nights at 8. Moving forward, this was just a rare occurrence. You know, I had to get this off my chest. And do me a favor. Stay off Facebook. Stay off Instagram. Stay off TikTok. Stay off social media for a couple weeks. See how you feel after those couple weeks. And then come talk to me. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.
You feel that now? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, know you and your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped, that's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat.